Don't talk to the police. Imagine this situation. You are walking down the street when a police officer greets you and starts a conversation. Is this an official stop, or is it a chance conversation with another member of the community? You remember reading a blog that warned, don't talk to the police, but this is just a conversation, right? You haven't done anything wrong, so what's the harm? The officer asks you some questions, and you answer them because you don't know of any reason not to. You are a law-abiding citizen and don't want to act like a criminal that doesn't cooperate with the police. You answer the questions, but each question makes you more uncomfortable. What started as a conversation has turned into an interrogation. Soon, you are given a ticket, or worse, arrested. How can this happen in the United States? Actually, this type of encounter happens every day in our great nation. Even judges have a hard time deciding when a police encounter is a stop where you must remain until the officer gives permission for you to leave, or a conversation that you can walk away from without permission. If you walk away from a stop, you can be arrested. If you walk away from a conversation, you cannot be arrested. We are most familiar with stops that happen when the blue lights tell us to pull over our car. That is clearly a stop. If we disobey the blue lights or disobey the officer after a blue light stop, we will be arrested. Stops can also happen at the park or even at the grocery store. In order to stop someone, a law enforcement officer must suspect that the person has committed a crime. However, an officer can start up a conversation with anyone, for any reason, just to talk. For this reason, I must strongly urge you to remember this: when you talk to a police officer, you sometimes don't know whether it is a conversation or a stop. Worse, conversations can turn into a stop and an arrest based on the officer's thoughts. The officer can tell a judge,
"I was talking to Mr. Smith, and then I realized that his answers caused me to suspect that he was the person who had stolen socks from Walmart the week before."
Bingo, the conversation is now a stop, and you cannot walk away without being arrested. And you did not know that it had turned into a stop. For this reason, I must strongly urge you to remember this. Do not talk to the police. If you're approached by a law enforcement officer, repeat the phrase, "I am invoking my Fifth Amendment right and want my lawyer." Your Fifth Amendment right protects you against admitting that you have committed a crime, often called self-incrimination. That just means you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to talk. However, you do need to provide your name. Failure to do this is actually a crime by itself, so don't break it. It may be wise to explain yourself briefly if you are found doing something suspicious, such as breaking into your own car because you locked the keys inside. Other than that, you simply cannot benefit from talking to the police. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. This is a phrase we have all likely heard before. Therefore, anything you say to an officer can be used as ammo against you, even if you were innocent at the time you said it. What you probably don't know is that what you tell a police officer can only be used against you. It cannot be used for you. So if what you say can only hurt you, why say anything at all? This rule of thumb is especially true if you have committed a crime. You won't get a warning simply because you confessed right away. You won't get special treatment for baring your soul. No one actually talks their way out of being a suspect. Confessing will only make the government's case against you stronger and dramatically limit your options going forward. Let me be clear, I do not condone lying to the police. Nor do I condone breaking the law. What I condone is remaining silent, exercising your rights, and protecting yourself. But you're innocent, right? Wonderful. Unfortunately, innocent people are convicted every single day. Often enough, those innocent people said something to the police during an investigation that led to their arrest. According to the Innocence Project, more than 25% of cases that are eventually overturned based on DNA evidence involve an incriminating statement to the police. White lies, misremembering facts, misstatements, or simply stumbling over your words can all snowball into criminal charges for the innocent. You cannot afford to make these mistakes when your freedom is on the line. The only way to avoid these mistakes completely is to remain silent. Finally, let's be clear, it literally is not enough to just keep your mouth closed in order to assert your Fifth Amendment right. You need to verbally assert your right to remain silent. That involves, rather counterintuitively, actually saying you are going to remain silent. You must state, in some form, that you will not be answering questions and will be remaining silent. Saying, I am invoking my Fifth Amendment right should work just fine, and of course, it never hurts to mention your lawyer. If you need help after a conversation, stop, or encounter with the police, call us, at Hepworth & Associates, and we will review your options. Contact us at 801-872-2222 and check out our website www.hepworthlegal.com. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.